Good morning, ladies. My name is Jed, and welcome to the What If Deku had the Attack Titans as a power. So, the in this What If, there was a whole war, or not between it's not a holy war, it's the Earth versus the some new type of species, and they try to take over the Earth, but only person that can defeat them was the Warhammer Titan. He did it in the past, but ever since then, it disappeared. Like it got killed off, kind. As the years have passed, peace came to world. As of course, they were ready to attack again. They had best men and fights them off, but some of them can't and couldn't just beat them. But then Zuko was born during that time. So, and Zumi had fire manipulation, and Zuko had elemental manipulation. But Zuko was also born with a power to transform into a Titan or use Titan abilities as his will. So he could create giant hammers or giant arrows or spears or anything that you could think of as his main weapon. He could bang. Yeah. And those invaders that came to the planet was you know what their actual goals were? They wanted to try to find love. They don't know what love is. They always knew war is. So, I'll just say she's a queen of that species, followed by her two sisters. Because all three of them have special abilities. Each one is different. When they work together. She has the power of zero, powerful. She takes away powers. She causes chaos. and then her, or actually, she caused infinity, and then her is chaos thing. Yeah. So they were like getting bored. So Zuko at this time reached age of 4. Her. He was at a quirk doctor's with his sister, and hold on, yeah, her, sorry. So let me go to the quirk doctors. And to the us humans, for us humans, before we start, in this alternate universe, they see Warhammer Titan as their gun. Or Hunnis. That's God. Yeah, so I spelt it out. So now, basically, he looks at Zumi, tells her that she has fire manipulation. And yeah, he tells Zuko that he's quirkless. He can never be a hero. But he lied that time. For reals. So Zuko was brokenhearted. Because he wants to be a hero. As his mother abandoned him at a very young age. As Zuko walks around, he is crying. And because he can't become a hero. So where he goes, well, I do know where he's going. Because I made this what if. So he is going to the forest. Away from humanity. As he was there, he just wants to be left alone. He built his little house thing, or a little coffin for him to be in. And because how sad he is, but he didn't know that he has a Warhammer Titan. So when he was you want me to explain what happens next? Well, this is my what if, so I'll tell you. So he decides to try to end his own life before her. But then, of course, that bear comes out of nowhere. And he comes, or as the bear scratched at him. But at the exact same moment, something triggered inside Zuko's body. As the bear... Here. The bear went all crud as he gets smacked down by the giant warhammer. Killed it instantly. Yeah. So that's what happens. And when he collapsed, and as he doesn't know what happened, as he gets up. His clothes were dirty, or like got torn. But when he looked at his chest, he had this guy right here, his body style. Like he evolved him as he was like named to the, because his abilities, he has like 2 more abilities with it. So basically he has infinity and 0. Just like how those invaders, the ones that I am trying to look for, like her, and her. But he also has the Attack Titan as his abilities. So he can use his offense and defense pretty well. As he tries to think, he is like Levi, but with green hair. If you guys want me, or if you guys do not mind, this is a little challenge for all of you. Turn Levi, the one that you see on your screen, to have green hair instead of black. I don't have anything against a color black, but it would be hilarious. So yeah. So Zuko was like, why didn't, as he looks around, but then when he looks at the, as he sees a carcass, like the entire bear was demolished. You know that scene where those cartoons things where they makes things explode? Yeah. That's what the bear looks like. As it was like, okay, so what the heck happened? As he, a second when he touched his forehead, and he had developed with a Titan's memory of it. So as it was like he was there, it scared him. He doesn't know what it was. So he trains with it. As he relaxed and he focuses his hand, like he wants to cut some firewood thing. Got rocks, but he just needs it as a wood. So a second when he said that, in his right hand or left, depends on which side you actually use, right or left, he ends up using his right hand as a white looking axe formed into his hand. He didn't realize it. Plus it was also enchanted. So when he chopped out bottom piece, the entire thing, of course, became that. Like firewood. As he doesn't want to go crazy on it. So he decides to basically, because his infinity game allows him to basically do everything. So the axe caught on fire. It's not burning him. He's surprised about that. As he puts it in the fire or on the wood pile. As this time he was trying to learn how to unlock it. Some of the abilities, like the arrow, he shot one deer. He practiced training every single day. He even goes into the city to do. So he had money in his account before. He used it to bought a paper and pencil. And so, as he went back to the forest, as he sets up the a little cabin, or only him. So yeah. Now he did this from age of 4 to age of 15. So he needs to learn more about his power. So he gets to UA. He used his training so he wrote down Zuko as they didn't need his last name, so he just puts Zuko. And then so he pretends to be like, and his quirk, he'll put down as unknown, own type. As because he doesn't know what happened. So let's say one of the one pointers slaps him in the face. Yes, as a very thing that he did, Zuko created or his body moved on its own. As he was like trying to think about something else. Like he did meet Ochako in this alternate timeline. He basically like, of course he was thinking about her, how she's doing. As then the one pointer comes in and tries to smack him, but then he stops it with his attack, without him even noticing he did it. As he's like, okay, this is some wacky stuff that I've been through. Now it was a 0 pointer. And Ochako is about to get killed by the 0 pointer. But then, out of nowhere, he used his own version as he tells himself, or actually, yeah. So he used the hammer, or not hammer, he used the blades, like what Levi does. And, yeah. But this one was infused with the Infinity one. And he ended up, or actually, hold on, not blades, but hammer. Like what he does? Well, when he smacked a 0 pointer, as he jumps up, he uses the white as he slams it onto the ground. Right in, like, right behind, or destroying all the 0 pointer with a one single attack. As he's like, man, that was unexpected. As the one person that was like, has like the hearts things, like all the anime characters have, like the Sanji from One Piece. Every time he sees the girls, the heart was like forms onto his face. Yeah. Momo, who was attracted to him, because she never seen someone with her quirk. As, yeah, as All For One, or not All For One, the Principal Nezu even, like, was smiling. Because Zuko has the least scores, but he was gonna be in class 1B, because of how weak he was. So then he ends up trying not to. So then, out of nowhere, like after he left, after he saved Ochako, he didn't sustain any damage to his body. He feels like he's indestructible. Because he is. I was gonna play that song, that Let Me Put My Armor On and Show You How Strong I Am, but that would be copyright, so I'm not gonna do it. So I'm being completely honest with you guys. Because I know that with all this copyright stuff, it's kind of getting boring to me. At least I need some music thing that's not like, I don't need. Okay? So, yeah. I was itching my nose. So Zuko ends up as a Class 1B student. But his aura hasn't been, or has been noticed by those three. As those three felt something that they never felt before. If it was love, hate, hatred, or something. Because they know that they're just waiting out in space is for them to get ready to attack. Because the first time that they tried to do that, it ended up the Warhammer Titan destroyed most of the humans, or most of their ships. So, yeah. So that's why. But Zuko trained his entire body on as he was accepted to UA as Class 1B student because how weak he is. But what Nezu thinks that something is brewing inside Zuko. As, of course, Momo at her house, she was like laying in her bed. She couldn't stop thinking about that kid and Zuko. Yeah. So, yeah, basically, Zuko, you know, was is the chosen to be the like really strong warrior. He can defeat those. Uh, it's his choice of because people that were in the past before him had it was that he they ended up having to share or they had to pick their own. They always pick war over love. But Zuko, well, his body or his mind, or his entire body and his mind chose to not allow it to corrupt him and having war. So his willpower overrides the yeah. So he cares about his friends. He cares about his family. He doesn't, or they don't see it, but he does. He loves everyone. He wants everyone to stop fighting. So, yeah. Then a weapon of his own. Like, he is now, let's say, a. Let's say, not Jiro. I almost said Jiro, but the. Let's say one day, or after the. So he basically goes to Class 1B and he ends up as top student. As the one of the students, let's say I'm thinking about it. So let's say it was Monoma thing. Let's say this guy right here, that I have my cursor on, he was trying to be scary aura. And like most of them, they know that he's the weakest one that they thought was weak. So then he ends up becoming so yeah. All or no, not all for one. The All Might gave one for all to Zumi. That makes sense. Because reason why is because the Zumi was strong. And compared to Zuko, she is a top candidate to be a soldier. Like a pro hero soldier to fight against the top 3 guards. Yeah, so she wants war, war, war. I know, no, but I don't know why Zuko has been chosen for it, but it was given to him by, yeah, so by its own. So he was born with it. He wanted to. So, and some of those, like Class 1B students, had to learn same techniques as what the Attack on Titans did. So some of those people are like invaders are like Titan size, even passing giants. Yeah. So Zuko was stable, and he ends up getting first place in and so because it was the training course thing. So then so they wanted to hit the nail with only the hammer thing. As he says, sure, I'll go. As everyone tried it, but they didn't have luck for it. So then he got first place. As he does the same techniques with a Warhammer Titan did. He slammed it so hard, everyone thought it was going to be a crack in the earth. But he let up on it. As he got all the way from, you know how like the when you put a nail through the wall and you hit it really hard and you end up like with nothing even there. Yeah. Through the wall. Well, that's what Zuko did. They couldn't even pick it up. They had to use like some type of crowbar. As everybody's like else left. As Zuko looks over, as he goes, grabs the, like, it wasn't just like those small nails. It was like size of a house. You know, or small house. Like a Barbie house thing. Yeah. That wide. So then he went under. He grabs it. He lifts it up back to where it was. With just one hand. As he leaves. No one even expected him to do that for them. So class 1A was next up. Then when they were like, okay, who reset it? As the Mr. Aizawa was like getting a little bit suspicious on Zuko, but so he asks him before he left that yes, you have the amazing abilities. As Zuko, or as Eraserhead said that you must have some type of hidden ability, because usually under normal circumstance, humans with that or with quirks couldn't even lift it. But you just used one hand to set it right back to place before. But why? As he went silent, Zuko, who went silent, he doesn't know. Oh. As yeah, so then the powers. So then the ball throw thing for him, when he threw the ball, it actually went an infinity amount. As he's like, man, wait. So he's like, okay, wait, did I have infinity score? Man. As he doesn't realize, he actually did puncture the moon at a perfect spot. So there was a giant hole in the moon because he obliterated the net. Like how Zombie, that story, if you guys don't know, this one right here. You know how like he threw that spear all the way to the moon and he ended up like the to being the very poked right through the like thing. Well, yeah, Zuko was the same thing. As he doesn't know that he. So when he heard that he got infinity, he was like, what? Yeah. So basically, he couldn't believe it. So every test scores that he did, he got an A plus on all of it. And yeah, the sports festival got renamed to Deathmatch. Because the contenders doesn't actually have to get killed. They only pretend to be killed. Not faking their own deaths or anything like that. It's the. Yeah. So. And USJ. The whole thing started, and then the Class A and Class B went to there. As the portal opens, trying to find the picture. So here, hold on, give me a moment. So they went on a bus to USJ. Then the portal opens up. Yeah, so Zumi doesn't remember his or her brother because one, it's been so long, so out of sight, out of mind. So then, yeah, so Zuko, oh, everybody was like, or villain shows up with a Nomu as one of the. Well, actually, all the villains were like, or even include Shiraki-sen was like, doing his little like, we're here to kill All Might and you students to becoming before you come pro heroes and yada yada, all that stuff. So then it all started, and then of course Tenya was, of course, 13 told Tenya to go get All Might, and yeah. Well, after that stuff, after All Might, or no, after the Tenya goes, gets All Might, during that time, the Nomu, instead of going right to Eraserhead, like what he does in the anime, he goes for her Zuko Midoriya. As he used his like long nails, cuts Zuko's chest, as Zuko's power level went through the roof. As the sparks comes off of his body, like, do you see the blue lines? Yeah, this part right here, well, it went all over his body, transforming him into the Warhammer Titan as he looks down onto the Nomu, as he picks his hammer up and slams it onto the Nomu's and just kills it instant death as he kills all the villains that were trying to hurt his friends. Yeah, that doesn't sound good on it. So he ends up because Blood Hero and the Eraserhead and 13 were all knocked out. All the students were knocked out either. Like, basically, they were laid on the floor. So then he ends up, like, transforms back into his human form. He gets every student out of there before the building's gonna collapse. Yeah. Most of them had wounds, but not like fatal wounds. As Zuko was like, his school uniform? Or what is... hold on. Sorry. Give me a moment to breathe. Okay. So his costume thing, this one got torn into 3 separate pieces. So he ends up, but there's literally truly ended up trying to figure out what just happened. First minute, he, of course, Zuko says, or in his own head, he said first, as he touched his own forehead, as he ends up seeing what the Warhammer Titan sees again. Him smashing, as he didn't realize he killed all those villains. They weren't just low tier villains, they were high tier villains. Like they could just end the world in 5 seconds. And it's kind. And Zuko, who walks a few miles away from them, as he sat down, he is blaming himself for all that death and destruction. And then he sat down. So then All Might and the pro heroes shows up. As, is everyone okay? Most of them aren't, all of them were knocked unconscious except for Zuko. He was in the corner, or leaning on a tree, sobbing. As All Might walks over and tells him, okay? Zuko? Or let's say Tenya was with them, and Tenya walks over, and Tenya could tell that he is crying because he has a lot of negative emotions in this what if. So also in the next part. So yeah. So peace out, y'all. Bye.